Hello everybody, this is FDV's for the Deer Egg here to bring you another Funcast. Today we're going to be looking at a match from Dark Voice, who is going to spawn as the red Protoss in the top right, versus Tyre? No? Ray. Okay, we're going to call him Ray. He is the blue Protoss in the bottom left. And this is actually supposed to be a very good game. Dark has told me a bit about it. Cannot wait to see it. It's a macro game, sort of surprising considering this map is much more conducive to a lot of rush play, aggressive pushing, things like that. Even some good Blink Stalker play. You have not enough minerals. Story of my life. Oh, Dark. Dark is switching from Zerg to Protoss, or is considering it anyways, and so he obviously does not know the truth. You have not enough minerals is not the problem. It's it's the Vespene gas on. It's a, what is it, oh gosh, you know, now that I'm trying to talk about it, cannot think of it off the top of my head. Anyways, we do have a gateway down. Yes. I actually saw on a website a piece of artwork. There was a recruitment poster, based off a recruitment poster back in World War II, but you know, instead of it's like Uncle Sam wants you, it was a zealot pointing at, you know, the person who's looking at the poster saying, I want you to construct additional pylons. Anyways, we do have a gas out of Ray, who is also getting his barracks. This would suggest Reaper play, which is surprisingly not as strong on this map as you would think, namely because there's a very small surface area here which you have to defend, and you can't jump up any of these areas here, making it very easy to defend. Of course, the third base is weak to Reapers, but that's not usually an issue by that kind of time. Either way, we do have the Cyber Core on the way, and a gas taken for Dark Voice as well. Of course, the mouse has frozen. It does this at least once per game. This is probably because I am also converting other videos as I go on. The orbital command is coming down. Reaper on the way. Will we be seeing one or two is really the question. We are seeing a Tech Lab come down. Interesting choice. For some reason, I think that most how to explain this? I was told or informed that the 2-Rex Marauder push has sort of been outdated here in HOTS. Although, who knows? This is starting to look a lot like a Marauder push to me. It's just I haven't seen a Marauder push for so long. I really should do a learn to play on that, because I feel they're just sort of missed. Sad. Either way, it does look like Ray will be opening up aggressively. Stim, of course, already on the way, as you saw. We are seeing those probes getting a little eager. You can almost ignore a Reaper. They won't be able to kill your probes very fast at all as you rally a Stalker to it. Just chrono it out once and everything will be fine. They really can't hurt you all that much. They might get a couple of kills off, but frankly, losing 1 or 2 probes is nothing compared to delaying, 10 probes mining for 5 seconds. Well, actually, I think it would have to be 12 probes total, something like that. It's the math on that is a little sketchy. Either way, we do have the Stalker going to be able to take that out, or at the very least scare it off. Not managing to take it out. Actually, no. There we go. Unlucky Reaper, realizing that it can't jump down this cliff, and dying to the little Stalker lasers. Either way, already seen a robotics bay on the way. That is actually quite impressive. Normally, I was sort of promised a macro game. I honestly say they both are shaping up to be quite aggressive here. I mean, I'm not even sure why this bunker, this has just been one of the oddest games I've ever seen. From a PvT standpoint, mostly because it's 6:30 and nobody's expanded. Everybody is teching. Not even teching, he's building Marine Marauder off of one base with no factory and no medevac. That's just sort of surprising to me. I would honestly say that what he's doing is probably very bad. Mostly because a lot of early Terran pushes have been sort of negated in Heart of the Swarm, considering Warp Gate is done, but these aren't Warp Gates. You really need to work on that dark, but in Heart of the Swarm, it's become a lot easier to deal with Terran early pushes thanks to the Mothership Core. Time Warp and Photon Overcharge are very effective for dealing with it. Also, there's almost never any point to building bunkers here. You want to build your bunkers here to be able to defend your natural. Either way, we do have that Nexus coming down for dark. Everything's proceeding pretty much according to plan. I would like to see this as soon as possible. Blink is good, but you really want to get range before blink. I suppose you could actually use the Colossus to look up the cliff and then blink here, but that just seems a little wasteful. You might as well get the Colossus its range, otherwise it can really easily be picked off by Terran infantry. Not a good place to be, and we are seeing a factory down. I will say I'm sort of surprised. You don't want to be on this kind of arrangement. Soon Dark will have a better income than his opponent, and that'll pretty much be the GG, because his opponent, actually, I'm not entirely sure about that anymore, because his opponent does have way more units. All of a sudden, Dark is not quite keeping up the macro he really needs to do. On the other hand, the Colossus does make one heck of a difference in this battle, mostly because, well, it has to do with the DPS and the splash damage. All these things to Colossus. I think he could hold this, but I feel like he's going to lose one of them if this push happens soon. Also, I would love to see more Zealots. Zealots do very well against Terran. That's pretty much the reason Hellbats exist, is because of the Zealot. And we are seeing... No, that's a command center. We are seeing a starport come down, soon beginning out those medevacs, starting to be able to do drops and the like. Mothership Core is, of course, on the way. And everything is going nicely, except he does need a bunch more warp gates, like maybe... basically, I just take these 600 minerals and throw down warp gates. A forge, also a good choice. Maybe 2 forges. You gotta spend this money as much as you can. Get your zealots, get stalkers, build pylons, just spend your money. That's what I would suggest. He is new to not really new to Protoss, newly returned to Protoss. So this might be, it's not quite the, where did he just spend all that money? Where on earth did that money go? Whoa. Okay, I mean, everyone saw that, right? All of a sudden, like, just 600 minerals just disappeared into nowhere. Oh, well. Okay, I have no idea. Did he expand somewhere? No, I guess not. Anyway, everything is sort of going according to plan. We are seeing Vikings out, though. Very nice choice. I'm surprised not to see medevacs. Vikings will help you counter the Colossus. They're necessary to counter the Colossus, in fact. But without medevacs, you will lose your ground forces to the Protoss ground. Well, you would if he had Zealots. Zealots with charge just ruin all Terran units. And by the way, I just realized I was looking at the wrong one when I said he lost all that money. That would have been our Terran player getting the armory down so he can begin to go for 2-2. Having the upgrade advantage is very useful, and there we're seeing a third down. He's actually keeping up pretty well with supply now, but the thing is that how's the army supply looking at? Oh my gosh, why am I doing that? Where is... it's Control A. I knew that. I'm a caster. I know these things. Yeah, when we look at the army supply, we are noting a little bit smaller supply for Dark Voice. And that's not really a good thing, especially when we're starting to see so many Vikings on the field. You do need a fair amount, and basically our options, I see, you can either go Templar or Void. Going the Void route means that you'll be engaging the Vikings directly, and going the Templar route basically means you're giving up on protecting your Colossus. That's really what in the end it means. I sort of prefer the Void route and then Templar, although it's perfectly fine to go Templar then Void. A couple more gateways. Yep, there we go. Everything's going well there. I will notice that the Terran will have an upgrade advantage, and that cannot be overestimated. I do like to say cannot be overestimated. I'm not sure why. Also, we do appear to be missing a probe in that, and we are slightly oversaturated on the third base. That is something that you have to watch out for. Hellbat's on the way. Surprisingly, not a good choice right now, because he has no zealots whatsoever. Indeed. And of course, that does make an issue. Now, I've often discussed whether or not Hellbats might be effective versus roaches, more effective versus roaches than Marauders, but there is no question that they are not more effective versus Stalkers. Stalkers don't have to get in as close, and they can spread out much farther. Plus, Blink Stalkers more effective than burrowing roaches, simply because if you burrow a roach and the Hellbat was attacking the roach behind that roach, it'll still continue to deal splash damage to the burrowed roach. Now this is a sizable force amassed for our Terran player. Very nice one too, except for the lack of medevacs. When he stims, he's going to lose... Oh, no, there we go. I was about to say, when he stims, he's going to lose quite a bit. Are starting to see some more upgrades come out. Does need to get that 2 armor on the way. Armor almost more important than anything else. Would not suggest moving out right now. He does have a slightly faster army, and he does have the ability to recall thanks to his mothership core. The problem is that you really do not want to risk things as a Protoss player. You'd want to or you don't want to risk Colossus like this versus an opponent you really don't know anything about, which he doesn't. Depleted. He knows absolutely nothing about his opponent. There's been no scouting going on whatsoever. You need to scout, Dark. He could have anything right now. You could be walking into 1,000 siege tanks, and you'd have no idea. On the other hand, these are fairly tightly packed. If he can engage them on his own ramp, the storms will be very effective. On the other hand, there's quite a few Marauders here, and that will make a huge difference versus those Stalkers, and also a fair amount of Vikings. I don't think he can quite engage this. Well, I do not know how this is going to go down. I do feel like this is a little bit more risky than it needs to be. He does need a few more units to help him handle this. There's the stim. He doesn't have enough medevacs to heal his units all at once. That Colossus needs to be pulled back. You don't want to lose it. Anyway, we are seeing basically Colossus harassment. Always a funny thing to see. There's the A move on the Templar. He's going to lose them if he isn't careful. Oh my goodness. Nope, there's the storms. Oh, you gotta love the storms. Everybody loves the storms. But like I said before, the Stalkers did lose quite a bit of their forces, and all those Colossus are going to die. You need to ignore the workers. Ignore the workers. Kill the Vikings. The hook. Kill the Viking. No, he's not going to do it. The Vikings do kill off all Colossus except for that one just arriving to the fray. You could blink micro these here. You could like blink that one out. It's a very good way to, never mind. It's a very good way to handle the, and you want to be, never mind that either. There's just a couple of micro things you want to be sure you do. Like, you want to be able to move these forward so that you get a more accurate engagement. Blinking your units back as you play is also very effective. We are seeing a stim. I really say the game is already lost for Ray, though. Even if he wins this push, what is he going to do? He just lost every worker on his natural, and his main is mined out. He has to take, basically, even if he takes his third base and fully saturates it now, he's still on 2 to 3. He's still on 2 bases to 3. So, and that's just a really bad position to be in when you're dealing with a Protoss player who has way too many probes. What the heck is wrong with you? Dark? What are you doing? Dark, you should have stopped probe production. Oh my gosh, like 19 probes ago. Oh. Oh, you can see the Zerg is showing basically. Yeah, I mean, You can take the Zerg player out of the... You can take the player out of the Zerg, but you can't take the Zerg out of the player, right? I mean, it's the same thing with me, and I'm Protoss, and I'm playing Zerg. I stop at 66 drones, precisely. And so when it comes time to start building statics and doing all sorts of things, I'm like, oh, I gotta re-rally all these things and get everything working out. And it's just hilarious to watch if you're not me. Basically trying to get to level 30. I will notice that he is incredibly oversaturated on this base. He really could send them over here and get some much better income. I would probably suggest that were I him. I would also suggest Void Rays, Zealots, Warp Gates. The Warp Gates would be very nice. And Charge. You need Charge and Archons. Oh, Dark, we need to tweak. And no more probes! Stop that! What is wrong with you, Dark? You don't need this many probes. Oh God, this is bad. This is a good game, but you have way too many. Oh God, 100 probes. What are you doing with all those probes? The only reason you would ever want this many probes is if you had like 100 gateways and or warp gates, and you were just constantly warping in units, and you didn't care that all of them were dying because you for 96. Oh yeah, I'm just doing the math quick in my head. 5 base saturation is like 110, right? Yeah, it's 110. He's starting to. Basically, on 4 bases, he's oversaturated. He's imperfectly saturated on 4 bases. He has more than 4 bases worth of income. What is that? That is just insane. You don't need that much. If he produces another probe, I am just gonna blow my head off. I don't even know what to say to that. I mean, look. Take a look at the army supply here. It's not even that much worker supply. Oh gosh, I'm sorry, but this is hilarious. He's probably gonna hate me when he sees this cast, just because I'm laughing my head off this entire time, and this guy, does he not know what the numbers mean? You have 30 24. It's not going to be any more effective. It's not any more effective, I promise. Oh gosh. Anyways, he does stand to lose a bunch of his High Templar here. He needs to be really careful. This is why you don't want to do this kind of engagement as Protoss. I guess it doesn't really matter because he has way more gateways than he needs. Yeah, and he's here with me, so shout out to Dark. But yeah, this composition is not quite correct. Of course, doing the scan there will reveal him to have nothing. Then, yeah, he's got a ton. Jeez, though. Seriously, Zealots, Archons, Void Rays. Okay, that's it. Next time, Dark is going to be getting a lesson in Protoss from me after this cast. He's a great guy, a great player. There's some subtleties here that he just needs to get. That's a lot of ghosts. Oh my goodness. Does he have a nuke? Nuke even be under units? He does not have a nuke, which is a shame. I'm just going to point out that you really can engage the back of this quite easily and do a lot of damage. Sort of returning the favor. Also that you're going to lose that Colossus like now, and that it's really easy to feedback the ghosts. Of course, the very best thing here is that he did lose the vast majority of his probes here, which is just brilliantly awesome, because, yeah, he does not want those. There's the blink forward, the blink. Not going to be able to get too much out of that. I will notice that he's being attacked there, and he's not... No, the probes aren't dead. Oh my god, they're not dead! He saved them. That's like the worst thing that could happen to him. He doesn't want them to be saved. Oh. Anyway, here's the engagement. Marine Marauder is going to decimate Pure Stalker. It really does. I promise you that this is literally, even up there we're seeing the Blink Micro a bit. It's not going to be quite enough, but there is the Colossus entering the fray. Makes all the difference. Don't go to the third base. Please don't go to the third base. There we go. Now you're doing it right. Just go right up the ramp. Just take him straight on. Or not. Never mind. Don't do it. Don't listen to me. What do I know? Oh, my goodness. This game is just starting to make me laugh. He's got so many probes. He's got so many probes. Oh, jeez. There is the proxy pylon coming down. He is going to see if he can take that out. Will not happen. If he was really smart, he'd be microwaving this over here. Take that out during that distraction. Do not go up to the third. Ugh. Way too many Stalkers. Not nearly enough Colossus or High Templar. And you have the money to do this, Dark. What are you doing? Oh well, either way, a very good game. We're seeing all the Blink Micro go down. There goes the Colossus. I will point out that without the Colossus, without area of effect, Stalker is very, very fragile, and he will not be able to keep this up. But I will also point out that with his economy, it doesn't really matter very much. Except that he really shouldn't have to rely on a super perfect economy to do this, and also he should have blunked those away. And furthermore, that how many? Where's the structure tab? Ooh, 10 warp gates is way too little to have when you have 90 friggin' probes. Holy crap! What do you do with 90 pro? And he's taken his opponent's fourth base. That is, whoa! What do I even say to that? Jeez, there we go. 4 Colossus. Now you're talking my language. That is how Protoss do. He is going to be trying to move into the fourth base. I will point out that a bunch of charge lots probably could massacre the entirety of this. If he had charge lots, which I do not believe he does. Nope. Either way, we will be seeing the engagement here. We do have the storms going down. Will be enough to take all of those things out. And that was a very bad blink because you don't want to lose the Templar. Gas is a very much more important resource than is minerals. Either way, this battle is starting to move on. We do have a lot more Colossus, probably enough to take his opponent out finally. Could do with a lot more gateways. Really needs an observer or something. What are you doing? Why are you having a base there? Oh, I don't even. All I can say is I am glad every time he loses probes. He still can lose 12 probes and not have a problem. I just want to point that out. That if he loses 12 probes, he's better off than where he is now. Okay, I'm going to stop making an issue of that and go back to the game, where we will notice that Ray has lost. Completely and utterly. I will mention that this is sort of a hilarious base trade, because this is like base number who knows and who cares. It doesn't matter. Dark has just a base he can just lose, but he's not even going to let it fall. He is going to go engage and attempt to take this off. He's going to lose a few more workers. That is fantastic. He wants to lose them. It's alright. Now he's taking his own fourth base, which is his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's his 7. What is that? 7? My gosh. And that is a way of, well, I understand how that got oversaturated. That's not really an issue. On the other hand, Ray is doomed. I don't even really know why I'm still talking. Why doesn't Ray just say GG? He's lost when you realize that your opponent is starting to take your bases. Yep, there you go. He just leaves the game. Almost a rage quit. Probably should make that. Anyways, this has been FD Viva Direg saying